Okay, so I've been reading Exodus, the part where Moses goes to speak with Pharaoh and performs all the signs and wonders and the plagues come. I don't know about you, but I've always heard that when God was performing the plagues, he was attacking one in each of every Egyptian god. So this time around, when I read it, I wanted to go deeper into that philosophy, that idea. What I discovered was so amazing that I really want to share it with you guys. So dive with me into all the plagues. So we're going to talk about the first plague, which was turning water into blood. This one amazed me because this god of Egypt was called Shesmi. I might have butchered that. But he was known as the master of oils, wine, and perfume. He was also looked at as the executioner. Everyone was terrified of this god. It always had like a negative connotation to his name. It said that he stood as executioner in the afterlife, linked to blood, punishment, and the crushing of enemies. The more that I studied this god, the more I was like, okay, the concept is beautiful. And one thing that I noticed in every part of these gods and deities of Egypt is that they all have aspects of our God, where it's like you're looking to all of these hundreds of deities and gods that have the thing, the skills, the power, the aspects that our God has. There's only one God. And you don't need to look to this one, to that one, it's all our Lord. Usually when I read the book of Exodus, it was like, it looks like this like punishment. It looks like this like, I'm bringing down like plagues kind of a thing. But all that I really see after studying these different deities is that God was just trying to show them it's me. But it's like if someone was trying to forge your art or your skills or your work and claim it as theirs, and you go to the extent of trying to show, no, this is my work, this is me, out of love. I just want you to stop falling for these lies and these traditions and these things, because these gods require so much of you. These gods require you to do this and that in order to like get them to like you, or in order to get them to like put you on the nice list, or all these different things, when I just require your heart. I just want you to want to know me. I just want you to call out to me. And that's the heart of the Lord that I saw. Like, instead of seeing it as like, I'm bringing down judgment, as usually people who read this like put it in that tone of God was wanting to judge Egypt, and his whole heart is like, so they may know that I am the Lord. I have all this love for my people. I have all these great things. I am the Alpha, the Omega. I'm the creator. I am the one that loves them. And I just want them to see me and not these deities that require these things that aren't true, and require them to do all these rituals and all these traditions in order to just be good. And it's like, I'm here. So going back to Shesmi, so going back to the Egyptian deity Shesmi, they look to him as like this process, the process of like crushing of grapes to turn them into wine, the process of crushing the flowers to turn them into perfume, of crushing the seeds to create the oil. And they looked at it as like it's the crushing process, the refiner's fire. But it's the same process that we go through with the Lord. In order to get something beautiful and valuable out of that grape, you know, you buy a grape and it's worth this much. But after it's been crushed and it turns into wine, it's worth so much more. The same thing with the flowers and the petals. They can be valueless because you can pick them up on the side of the road. But after they've gone through the process of being crushed and all of their essence being removed, they can be the most valuable perfume in the world. We are one thing before we come to Christ. And after we give our lives to Christ and we go through the valley and we go through the wilderness and we go through the crushing and the breaking, and the Lord is able to release that wine, that oil, that perfume in us, we are so much more valuable, and we have transformed into this thing, like the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly. The cocoon is uncomfortable. and it's a process, but then it turns into something so beautiful. And they saw him, they saw Shezmu as the god of the press itself. Like, he wasn't the tree, who wasn't this, he was like the actual, like, I'm going to crush you and press you. And it said the place and the process where something stops being what it is. And then the oil, the wine, and the perfume were a result of rupture. And the beauty made by breaking another body form, the seed or the grape, and opening it to release the sweet aroma. They had the right concept, but they were looking at this deity that wasn't it. And then the more that you look at it, the more he doesn't become this like evil thing, but they started seeing him as something beautiful, because he was a transformation and not the punishment. Wasn't seen later as an executioner. At first, that deity of Egypt was seen as like this executioner, but the more that the Egyptians worshipped him, the more that they like saw him, then they saw him as. And I was like, they got the concept. Like, they understood the concept of what it's like to go through the valley, of what it's like to go through life and its hardships. And sometimes we wonder, God, I can't take any more pressure. I cannot, or else I'll break. And that's the point, because the breaking creates that value and enables renewal. It releases that sweet aroma, that essence, that beauty. It's like looking at someone and seeing that, like, you've got it. You've got the concept. You're just putting it on the wrong thing, on the wrong person. It's not Shezmu. It's Yahweh. The more that I started studying these deities of Egypt, the more I realized that that was the whole essence of it. They had the concept. They were just looking at the wrong thing, at the wrong deity to it, the wrong God. It wasn't all these hundreds and thousands of gods that they had to look to. It was just the one Yahweh. So I'm going to make this a series, because I cannot put all of these different deities into one video. So stay tuned for the second one.